Well, the church has at least two vital purposes in the world. It's a body of people who are called together in order to live faithfully in accordance to God's purposes and to glorify God. It's also a body of people that are called together to engage the world, to be a vehicle through which God is able to work to send out the gospel, the good news, and all of its implications for all of life. The academy is there to equip the church to be the church. And so that can happen in a number of ways. It can develop educational programs to equip people to provide leadership for the church. It can also produce various resources, books and other resources that can help people to understand what the church is all about and how the church can be the church. Now, in some aspects of that, it's fairly straightforward. Let's say if you recognize that the church needs to understand the Word of God. Well, then we can develop, the Academy can develop educational programs and books and other resources that help the church to understand the content of the Bible, of the Word of God. But we live in a world that is fallen and in which the challenges that are facing the church today are astronomical. I mean, people, yes, are living in the church, but they're living out in the world, and they're facing the full brunt of the challenges, things that were not a part of how God intended the world to be or how the world would flourish, but are a very real part of the world today. And so, as a result of that, the church needs resources to help them understand and engage those challenges. Now, these challenges are so broad that they really need all of the resources that the church can bring to bear on those challenges. So there are a lot of fields that are familiar ground for the church. For example, the biblical theological aspects of church life and resourcing, the Old Testament, the New Testament, theology and theological studies. There's the whole realms of ministry, pastoral care, intercultural ministry, counseling. There's the aspects of communication and education in terms of teaching and preaching. All of these are part of the church's life, and the academy can develop the educational programs and the resources that the church needs in order to mobilize all of those areas and resources to bring them to bear on life's challenges. Now, among the challenges that the church faces today and the world faces, high on that agenda are the bioethical challenges. These are the challenges of life and health and human dignity that the church needs to address. But what we need are educational programs and book-type resources that can bring together not just one perspective or one part of that, but can bring together the biblical and theological and ministry and communication resources, all the resources that the church has and needs to have to put them to work to help people to understand and engage those pressing challenges of our day.